Crowdsource resources. To grow the business, in most cases you have to invest in assets, resources. This obviously requires a lot of money, which in turn slows down your growth. An interesting alternative is to crowdsource the assets. To show you the power of crowdsourcing resources, let's look at a short example. Let's imagine that you want to build a chain of hotels. An average hotel will have 100 rooms. One hotel can generate on average 2 million in revenues. You would need 5 million in capex to build this one hotel. If you want to get to 4 million of revenues, you would have to invest 10 million in capex. Alternatively, you can find the rooms among current owners of assets and share with them the revenues. In this case, we would source separate rooms. Every room could be in a different building, so, to get to the 200 rooms and 4 million of revenues, you would have to find 200 buildings. However, there is a big advantage of such an approach. The great benefit that we have in mind is the fact that you don't have to spend 10 million on capex. The other very important thing is that you set up your business much faster. In other words, your time to market is shorter. It will take you a few months to source the rooms. However, it would take you 2 to 4 years to build the hotels. The end results are the same, but the road is much faster. This model has been widely popular in the last decade. Airbnb and Booking.com have used this model to create a virtual chain of hotels. They offer on their websites rooms that are owned by third parties. The same concept has been used also in transportation. Uber is the biggest taxi corporation, but has hardly any cars. BlaBlaCar is a viable option to travel on long distances, despite the fact that they have no trains, cars, or planes. Restaurants have been using crowdsourcing for decades to grow faster, leveraging the assets and management skills of franchisees. Franchisees take the concept from the franchisor. For example, McDonald's build a restaurant using their own capital, and operate it on their own. Franchising, which is a form of crowdsourcing resources, has been used to scale businesses such as Subway, McDonald's, KFC, and many others. Crowdsourcing employees have been the backbone of last-mile delivery businesses. Here, you transport not people, but goods, and you crowdsource potential carriers by offering the job to anybody who wants to make additional incomes. The so-called Amazon Flex helps Amazon deliver the parcels from their local warehouse to your doors. DoorDash, as well as Uber Eats, on the other hand, take the food from restaurants and delivers it to end customer. You can also, in a sense, crowdsource warehouses or stores. An interesting example of that is Instacart. You can treat it as a big grocery online store that, instead of building its own warehouses, and the supply chain, is using existing retail chains the closest to customers. Interestingly, Instacart also crowdsources couriers to deliver groceries to customers. In this aspect it is similar to Amazon Flex, DoorDash and Uber Eats. Last but not least, you can crowdsource data. Facebook and Google use the individual customers to generate data that they can later sell to firms that want to target advertising campaigns. Users also create an inventory that can be used to show them ads. Google and Facebook turn the time that they got from users into opportunities to show users ads. In a sense, Facebook and Google not only crowdsource data collection but also crowdsource the creation of the inventory, in other words, users' attention. Tesla, on the other hand, collects data from users to improve its AI that will enable full self-driving. To sum up, crowdsourcing resources enable you to grow faster, use less capital, and create a whole ecosystem that supports your business model. Now, think what and how you can crowdsource in your business.